All right. So I just want to say today is Monday, April the 16th. Don't forget to donate if you haven't already at ronpaul2012.com. You know, we got to reach $2.5 million, and we got to reach that. What is it? He needs it by tomorrow. Looking at it now, we're almost at $1 million, I think. Where we at? 852,000 as of right now. So we definitely got to keep on pushing. We do got some good news, though. Ron Paul wins Minnesota, Colorado delegates to RNC. Okay, so 2012 Republican candidate Ron Paul achieved consequential delegate wins in Colorado and Minnesota today, affirming his delegate attainment strategy and arguing a prominent role for Paul at the Republican National Convention in Tampa. All right, let's see. In Minnesota, Ron Paul supporters swept the 3 district conventions that occurred today, winning 9 of 9 delegates to the National Convention. Minnesota is set to hold more such conventions next week. In Colorado, supporters of the 12-term congressman from Texas won 12 delegates and 13 alternate delegates. Paul's state operation is confident that it can win over more of the Rick Santorum delegates to its side, who were elected on a combined Paul-Santorum slate. The Paul-Santorum coalition's combined delegate total is 20, more than Romney's estimated 16. In addition, Paul-Santorum coalition denied Romney delegates all the committee spots within the Colorado National Delegation. 2 Ron Paul supporters will serve on the Rules Committee, and the Paul coalition dethroned known Romney supporter and Colorado State Party Chairman Ryan Call from his position as delegation chairman. That's right, we throw him out. We're replacing him. Let's see, Ron Paul's victories today declare his delegate attainment strategy to be a success, and they demonstrate that the media and Washington pundits are undercounting his delegates to the Republican National Convention in Tampa, said John Tate, the national campaign manager. Quote, taken together, these victories and those yet to happen forecast a prominent role for Ron Paul at the RNC. They also signal that the convention will feature a spirited discussion over whether conservatism will triumph over the status quo, all in relation to the end game of defeating President Obama, added Mr. Tate. And we did get a little bit of news coverage here that I want to go ahead and play. So let's see, one moment. In regards to the delegates. All right, so yeah, again, we are having new connection today, so I apologize. We're having a little issues, but we're going to keep on going. Bear with me one moment. I want to play this ad, but we're about to play local coverage. It's local coverage, I believe, out in Denver in regards to the delegates. All right. As soon as the ad finishes, that's on it. I didn't want to play that. And if it gets cut off by the break, I apologize again. I'm not sure I'm going to hear the breaks coming in, but we're going to work the best I can today.
In decision 2012, both major political parties held their state conventions today. Democrats are obviously rallying behind President Obama, hoping to get him a second term. The Republicans are a little more divided, with supporters of Mitt Romney trying to bring more GOP voters on board. 9 News political reporter Brandon Ritteman explains where the convention fits into the process and what it means for the presumptive nominee.
You may recall the caucuses here in Colorado were non-binding. That means the delegates that would go on to the Republican National Convention in Tampa were not awarded that night. They're awarded through a process that ends here at the state convention.
In October, President Obama will stand in this same arena for the first presidential debate. More than 800 delegates want to go to Tampa to pick the Republican to put on that stage, but Colorado can only send 33. The Romney campaign was well organized with a list of names for people to vote for.
I am on the Mitt Romney slate. Please vote the Mitt Romney slate. He will rescue our country and our children.
But Ron Paul supporters had a list too, trying to win over Santorum supporters now that Santorum's dropped out.
We're going to go bankrupt at $16 trillion unless we elect Ron Paul.
Paul won some of Colorado's delegates already. The convention chooses the last 12. Nationally, Romney is more than halfway to having the 1,144 delegates he needs to win the nomination, and Paul isn't even close. Romney's campaign was the only one to send a major figure in the Republican Party to Colorado's convention, Senator John Thune of South Dakota.
Governor Romney is going to be the nominee, and I'm hoping that Ron Paul and his supporters will be out there pushing as hard as they can, remembering full well here that the ultimate goal is to make sure that we replace the current president and we get Governor Romney elected President of the United States.
R9 News political experts had different takes on this. Democrat Andrew Romanoff says many Republicans can and should remain skeptical of Romney.
I think there's a lot of doubt among Republican ranks about which Mitt Romney they'll get should he succeed in winning the presidency. And that's going to be a challenge that will haunt him probably till November.
Romney needs to win the delegate count as soon as possible so he can start working on winning the general election, says Republican Ryan Frazier.
Republicans have to unite. Then you begin the process of engaging independents and those open-minded Democrats that might be willing to vote for a new Republican president.
Romney is the presumptive nominee, but it's not the same as being the actual nominee. Brandon Rittiman, 9 News.
The Republican National Convention in Tampa doesn't take place until the end of August. Republicans want to oust President Obama, but the goal for Democrats is, of course, the exact opposite. Colorado Democrats also held their state convention today in Pueblo. They are focused on re-energizing their base, and since they don't have to worry about who they'll nominate, Democrats are already focused on trying to win over independent voters. It's particularly important in Colorado, which is seen by both parties as an important swing state.
Okay, so you see, it's real funny how they keep saying we got to unite. The Republicans got to unite now. The Ron Paul supporters, they hope that they're going to push Mitt Romney because he's going to be the nominee. No, that's not guaranteed, okay? Ron Paul is swiping all the delegates. We're getting all of them. Who knows? Some of those Romney people might even be Ron Paul supporters. No, nobody knows. But I'm so sick of all these politicians, everyone telling us we got to unite with what they want. You know, you haven't been listening to us. We ain't been part of the Republican Party because you ain't been living by Republican principles. You've been Democrats for the longest time. But we're supposed to all just line up behind Mitt Romney. No, you're not going to be able to take the force that Ron Paul has brought. You're not going to be able to take the youth, the young people. We're not going to line up behind Romney. You know, out of every 10 Ron Paul supporters, you'll be lucky if you get one of them that'll vote for Romney, and I doubt that one would too. So, you know, matter of fact, if they would, they weren't a Ron Paul supporter to begin with. So we're not unite around Ron Paul. You want to unite around that. And besides, why are we going to unite around a loser? Romney is not going to win. You know what I'm saying? He is not going to win. He can't beat Obama. He can't draw no independents. He can't draw no Democrats. You know, he already upset them by flip-flopping on their issues, on what they like. Anyways, we're coming up to a break. So again, this is Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media, and we'll be back.
We arrived in Vietnam in September the 14th.
We were fighting what was called the Viet Cong.
They broke through our lines, and we had to go hand to hand with them.
I was actually one of the 9 out of 56 that came back after 1 whole year. And that's hard to forget.
We had 75 killed and 115 wounded.
Vietnam was hell.
We had never been thanked for our service. Never.